Hi, привет, hello, добрый день. Welcome to my video channel, Russian in Practice. If you wish to learn the Russian language starting as a complete zero student, this is the right place. My name is Anna, I'm Russian, and I have taught languages for the last 20 years. This is the first video of the beginner level that just introduces you to the very basics of the Russian language. It's not an easy language, let's admit it, so the best approach is to advance slowly, taking our time and enjoying ourselves. Let's start with the phrases you heard a minute ago. I greeted you the way anyone would have normally greeted you in Russia. If you already know well the person or the persons, you can actually say hi, which is привет. Привет. You see it written both in Russian and with Latin letters. Try to say it. Привет. Привет. This is an informal way of greeting because you're acquainted with the person. Привет. How do you greet a friend in Russian? Привет. If you don't know the person, or you know him or her or them very little, you will say a more formal expression. Добрый день. Добрый день. Try to imitate my pronunciation. Добрый день. There's the U sound. U. It's just like E, but it's harder with your tongue that goes a bit lower. U. Рый. Добрый. Try again. Добрый день. How do you greet a person in a formal way? Добрый день. It's something like good afternoon or a formal hello that goes okay for any part of the day. Good job. You have started in a really good way. The other two phrases that we'll learn in this video are those you say at the end of a conversation or a meeting. How do you say goodbye to a person? If he or she is a person you know well, a friend of yours, you would say пока. Пока. Try to say it several times. Пока. Пока. Do you remember how to say hi in Russian? Привет. And what's the way of saying bye? Пока. Very good. The other way of saying goodbye, a more formal one, is somewhat that maybe you have already heard. До свидания. До свидания. Let's say it together. I will pronounce it slowly and you will repeat it after me. До свидания. До свидания. How do you say goodbye in the Russian language? До свидания. What was the way you said good afternoon at the beginning of the dialogue? Добрый день. How would you bid farewell to the same person? До свидания. If you have repeated all the phrases trying to make your pronunciation sound the same as mine, you've done a great job. The beginning was really amazing. As you have noticed, the words you have tried to pronounce were written both in the Russian alphabet and with Latin letters. Well, we Russians never write with the Latin alphabet. It is only used to explain how the words are pronounced. What we do use in our books and newspapers and websites and emails is the Cyrillic script. Moreover, the Russian version of the Cyrillic. If you wish to learn just some words and phrases in Russian, you don't need to study this alphabet. But if your brain becomes far-going and you prefer a long-term study so that you arrive at the A1 level of the language knowledge, and so on, the Cyrillic script is of vital importance to you. As soon as you have learned to read in Russian, a whole world of infinite resources opens in front of you. So with this video course, you're going, first of all, to learn to speak and to understand what one says to you, but you're also going to learn to read in Russian. It's not a goal in itself, it's just a means of arriving at our goal of speaking and understanding Russian. Okay, let's get to the second part of our beginner video, the Cyrillic alphabet. The first letters that you're going to learn to read in Russian are those that I have chosen for you as the easiest. They're not the ones that begin the alphabet. They're just the simplest to read and to pronounce for those whose native alphabet is Latin. Listen to the sounds they convey. A, K, M, O, T. Good. How do you read this word? Tom. Tom. What about this one? Mak. Mak. Now let's try with these three. Tak. Tam. Tok. Very good. Your reading in Russian is really nice for now. Just in order to be precise, I'm going to give you the names of these letters, because as any other letter in any alphabet, they have got names. A, K, M, O, T. As you listen to them again and again, you will memorize their names little by little. The letter O is the one you should pay much attention to. Sometimes it is pronounced O and sometimes A. You have learned to read it O because it was in its strong position, that is, stressed, emphasized with the voice pitch and with the voice strength. When it is the only vowel letter in the word, it's strong and hence it's stressed. Tok. In a word like this, there are two vowels, of which the first one doesn't have the stress, but the other one does. Russian people read it as matok. Matok. As you can hear, the first O is weak, and we will pronounce it A. The second O has the stress over it, so it's strong, and we'll pronounce it O. Try to read this word. Matok. Matok. What's the way you read this word here? Kamok. Kamok. How do you read the word that follows? The letter A is always pronounced A. It's the letter O we should pay attention to. Tamat. Tamat. The O is weak because it has not got a stress over it. That is why we say A when we see it. Tamat. Excellent. You have just learned one of the most difficult rules about the Russian alphabet. Let's learn to pronounce other three Russian letters. The sounds they convey are I, R, V. Their names are Ye, R, V. Let us see a word. Every time you see the letter Ye at the beginning of a word, you say Ye. So how do you read I eat in Russian? The verb is yem. Yem. Very good. As soon as you see the letter Ye not at the beginning, you just say E. Ear. How do you read these words? The first one is Tema. Tema. It's not tema, but tema. The sound is very soft. Ear. Тема. The second word is a bit more difficult to pronounce. The letter O is not stressed. So we say A because it's weak. Now the whole of it is комета. Комета. Here are two words for the letter R practice. I'll give you several seconds just to think and try to read the words. The first one is крем, крем. And the second one is ракета, ракета. The words that will complete the video are these ones. All of them have got the letter V. Try with the first two. Vata. Kvota. The letter O is strong because it has got the stress mark over it. Kvota. Let's just listen to the word that follows. Rov. Rov. Do you hear what happens to the letter V? Rov. As it happens to all the voiced consonant letters in Russian, the V loses its voice if it's at the end of the word. So we don't say rov, but rov. It's a common thing that happens to other Russian consonants, but we will speak about it in the next videos. The last word of this video is something I'll ask you to read. Trava. Trava. You've done a wonderful job. Here are the phrases of this video that you can say to your Russian friends or just Russian people you meet. Repeat just the way I said. Привет. Добрый день. Пока. До свидания. How do you greet a person in an informal way? Привет. How do you greet someone in a formal way? Добрый день. Добрый день. Very good. How do you say bye? The informal way of bidding farewell is пока. What's the Russian for goodbye? До свидания. Magnificent. Revise everything and get on to the next video of Russian in practice. Пока. До свидания.